sometimes it's really hard to find a queen in a hive. I've been through hives sometimes and have never seen one. Other times, trying to get some bees ready to take to the rodeo, I went through a hive all the way through 4 boxes, all the way down to the bottom, couldn't find her, put it back together. Came back that afternoon, went through all 4 boxes again, couldn't find her, and was getting close to running out of time when I had to do something, and went through the boxes a 3rd time, every box, and finally found her in the very bottom. So queens will run on you. You start moving frames around and they'll run, sometimes even on the sidewall of a box or something like that. So for me, usually I don't look for a queen. I just look for evidence of a queen, eggs or larvae. And from there, how many days ago there was a queen there anyway. But when I want to find a queen, usually I'll get down to the brood nest and I'll remove the outside frames in the box, which she's probably not going to be there. She's going to be more towards the center. And then I'll start separating frames, pull frames out and separate them. So if you move your frames apart with not bee space, but further apart, then she's usually not going to go from one frame to the next. So sometimes it'll isolate her to one frame in there. So then you can pull those frames out and look to see if she's there. I usually don't want to pull out the middle frame in the brood nest because you hear stories about rolling the queen, and beekeepers killing queens is not a good idea. So I usually don't start with the middle frame. I'll work towards her, but I'll separate the frames and get down to narrow it down to where she is. And if I need to get her out, I've got a queen catcher that I'll pick her up with. I'm not real good at reaching in there with my fingers and picking her up. Maybe I just don't have enough experience at it, but there have been times when I had to find a queen because it was a hot hive and I was going to kill her and then requeen the hive. And that has been a problem. Last year, I had to requeen one hive that I could not find the queen in. on 2 separate days, I could not find her. So I went in there, and I think the hive was 4 boxes tall at the time. So I went out there with 3 queen excluders, put a queen excluder between each box, and then came back, I think 2 days later, and now she's got to be trapped in one of those boxes. So that helps narrow down at least what box she's in, because originally I found eggs in all 3 of the boxes, I think. So using the queen excluder can narrow down which box she's in when you need to find one. So those are my experiences with finding queens.